Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to cut and sew a crop shirt with cargo pocket. If this sounds like something you're interested to learn, keep on watching and let's get started. And if you're yet to subscribe, hit on the subscribe button, turn on notification bell so you'll always be notified anytime new video is dropped. Okay, so guys, let's dive right into today's tutorial. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always watching my video. Kindly hit on subscribe button so you join the family. Okay, so I'm going to draft first. I'll cut out then transfer to my actual fabric. So I want to cut the front pattern. From the center front, go in by half inch. This will serve as your button allowance. So after marking your half an inch, go ahead and connect in a straight line just like this. Once you are done with that, you're going to determine the length you want for your crop shape. So I want it at 17 inch, but I'll add extra 1 inch for the folding and sewing allowance. So I'm marking a total of 18 inch. After doing that, I'll connect a straight line like so. After I was done with that, next thing I want to do is to mark half of my shoulder circumference, which is 7 inch. Okay, then from that point I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch for shoulder slope because this is a shirt. Okay, so I'm also going to mark about 2.5 inch for my neck width, and I'll connect my shoulder slope like so. From that point where I came down by 1.5 inch for shoulder slope, I'm going to come down again by 8 inch for my armhole depth, and I'm also going to mark half of my shoulder circumference on that same point. This will help give a straight line. So I'm going to connect a straight line like so, and also connect to the other side. Now I'm going to place my cover like so, and I'm going to make my curve. Okay, I'll make my armhole curve just like this. After doing that, I'm going to divide my measurement. So I will be working with my hip measurement. So I marked quarter of my hip circumference, and I added just 1 inch. You can add 2 inch because it's a very free top, so you can add just 2 inch. Use 1 inch for seam allowance, use 1 inch for ease. So the same thing I have on the bust line, I'm going to mark the same thing on the waistline, and I'll connect a straight line like so. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so after cutting, I'm going to place another pattern, then I'll cut the back piece. Do you get? So before I cut the back piece, I'm going to fold in the half inch I marked for my button allowance. I'm going to fold it in like so. You should fold it in so it's very easier for you when cutting the back pattern. Okay, so you don't have to remove the half inch away. So I place the front pattern on another pattern like so, and I'll just go ahead and pin, okay, to help keep my pattern in place. So I want to make a step down shoulder. Do you get? So I'm going to mark just 2 inch from the shoulder line. I'll go up by 2 inch. Then after marking, I am going to connect like so. I'll place my ruler like so. Then I'm going to connect in a slant manner like this. After connecting, I'll cut it out. Okay, this is a step down shoulder. You get? So this is what I mean by a step down shoulder. I'm going to just fold it like so. The back piece shoulder should lap on the front piece like so. Okay, just lap it. You can lap with about half inch. So I marked 2.5 inch for my neck width, and also came down by almost 3 inch. But if you're in a bigger size, you can mark just 3 inch. So I place my cover like so, and I'm going to connect a round neckline. I will connect like so and also extend it to the upper part. So just watch how I'm cutting this. This is me cutting the front neckline, and for the back neckline, I'm going to cover it up like so. Just make a lap on it like so. Then just go ahead and cut it out. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing here? You don't need to go down so much. Just cut it down like so, and also cut out the sharp edge. So I'm also going to cut the rest of the pattern. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut the rest of the pattern, and I've labeled as back and front. So I'm going to be using this crepe to transfer the patterns to the actual fabric. Okay, so right here I'm cutting the sleeve. Okay, for the sleeve length and folding allowance, I marked 10 inch, and I came down by 3.5 inch for my cap height. I have 8 inch here for my armhole depth. add extra 3 inch to your armhole depth since we are working on a step shoulder. After adding extra 3 inch to your armhole depth or armhole inch, just go ahead and connect your sleeve curve. Okay, just make your sleeve curve and also mark half of your round sleeve measurement. You can add 1 inch for your ease and 1 inch for your allowance. Okay, you don't want it to be too hot or tight. Okay, I've already done that. I've calculated the both inches and just added 1 inch for my allowance. So I'll just go ahead and cut the second sleeve like so. After cutting, I will notch the center of the sleeve. Okay, so this is what I have here on the pattern drafting, the sleeve area and all of that. So I mistakenly cut facing for this. I totally forgot I'm working with shirts, so I had to keep the facing aside. Then I'm going to mark the wrong side of the fabric using my chalk, and I'm going to start with the with the front piece. Okay, so this is the front piece. What I'm going to do is to, from the right side, I'm going to fold like half inch, and I'll head over straight to my ironing table to iron straight. After ironing, I'll fold in about quarter of an inch or just little piece there and make a top stitch. After making my top stitch, guys, you can see what I have here. This is for the front. Place one of the side front on top of each other like so. Go ahead and pin. Okay, you're going to pin like so. You get. So guys, after pinning, you will have it looking like this. Okay, don't forget to also iron. So this is the back piece. I'm going to place the front piece right side facing each other, and I'm going to stitch with half an inch on the shoulder. After stitching the shoulder, guys, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So the next thing I want to do now is to I'm going to achieve the step shoulder. So to achieve your step shoulder, make sure the both pieces align very properly on the hem part, so that way you have your step shoulder. So you can see what I have here on the shoulder. So you're going to notch the center of your shoulder. Okay, so it will be very easier for you to attach your sleeve where you want to attach sleeve. So guys, next thing I want to do now is to take the measurement I have on the neckline. After taking my round neck measurement, I have about 20 inch. So what I'm going to do now is to cut the shirt collar. Okay, I already have my straight piece here. The width is 21 inch since I added extra 1 inch to the 20 inch, and the length is 2.5. So I'm going to place it here because I have two pieces for this. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the both side with half inch. After stitching with half inch, I'm going to go up here by 1 inch, and I'm going to make a curve. You're going to connect like so, but make a curve. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, mark 1 inch and just connect a curve like so. So I'm going to go ahead now to stitch the both side just like this. So guys, after stitching, you can see what I have here. So next thing I want to do is to measure what I have left. So from that point, I had my measurement, and what I have there was 17 and a half. So I'm going to place another piece of fabric here. You can see I have joining on the upper part and on the side. Okay, so if your fabric is much enough, you don't need to make joinings on the second piece. Okay, so remember I have 17 and a half here on the straight piece. So I'm going to divide the 17 and a half here by 2. I marked half of it since it's on a fold. So I'm going to just make a slant like so. Okay, you can add extra 1 inch to the upper side and make your slant. So after making my slant, guys, you can see what I have here. So I'm going to stitch on both sides of the slant. Okay, so after stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. I'm going to turn outside right just like this. I will turn outside right, and I'll use my scissors to bring both edges just like this. So after bringing the both edge, the next thing I want to do now is to place on this other straight piece. Okay, so your first piece which you made a stitch, that is this straight one here, you're not going to turn it outside right, just leave it on the wrong side like so. Then go ahead and place your other straight piece like this, that is the bigger one. You're going to place it like this, then use half an inch to sew all the way around to the end of the other piece. Do you get? So after stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. I have to trim out a little bit excess. Okay, I'll trim it out like so, and after trimming, guys, I'm going to use my scissors to bring both edges of the other one like so. So this is our shirt collar. You can see what we have here. This is how you achieve yours. Can you see? So next thing I want to do now is to place the front piece, and I'm going to go ahead now to attach the collar. Okay, so I'm going to attach the collar like so. Can you see? Just open one of the shirt collar, that is one piece of the shirt collar, you know it's double, so you're going to place just one like so. Then after placing, go ahead and stitch with half inch. Okay, I will do that and I'll be right back. After stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. So the next thing I want to do now is to make a top stitch. Okay, you're going to fold in the half inch you used for your joining allowance, fold it in like so, then use about half inch or quarter of an inch to make a top stitch. After stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. This is how the neckline looks like. Next thing I want to do now is to, I'm going to work on the cargo pocket. So from the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 8 inch. That is where I want the pocket to start from. Okay, I will start attaching my pocket from there, and from the center you're going to mark 1.5. I marked 1.5 here, but later I marked 1 inch instead of the 1.5. Okay, let's just continue. I will show you guys what I mean by marking 1 inch later. Okay, so after marking that, on this other side I'm going to also come down by 8 inch. For this is where my cargo pocket will start from, and 6 inch will be my cargo pocket length. Okay, so I also marked 1.5 inch from the center front. So I'm going to, after marking, guys, I'm going to keep this aside and I'll work on the cargo pocket. For the length I have 10 inch, and for the width I have about 11 inch. Okay, I have about 2 pieces here for the pocket, so I'm going to fold like so. You're going to make it on the fold. Just fold the right side of your fabric, and after folding, mark 1 inch on the upper part and on the bottom part, then use it to make a straight line just like this. Okay, so after that I'm going to make a straight stitch. Do the same thing on this other one. Okay, fold from the right side of your fabric, not the wrong side. Fold from the right side of your fabric, mark 1 inch on the upper part and on the bottom part, then make a straight stitch with it. So after making my straight stitch, guys, this is what I have. So the next thing I want to do now is to make notch on the center of this of that line. You can see where I made my notch. So I just make your notch on that part. So you're going to head over straight to your ironing table and iron it flat. Okay, you're going to iron it flat. After ironing, guys, you can see what I have here. I also went ahead to fold the upper part of my cargo pocket. So I'm going to mark the length I want for the pocket. Remember I said it's 6 inch, and I added extra half an inch for my folding allowance. So I will mark total of 6.5 here. Okay, after marking, I'm going to trim out the excess. Like I will cut out the excess like so. So after cutting out the excess, I will measure the length, the width I want for my cargo pocket. So before then, I'm going to trim out the excess I have on the second pocket. Then I'll fold it like so. The width I want for my cargo pocket is 5 inch. Okay, but since it's on a fold, I'll mark 2.5, and I'll add extra half an inch for the folding of both edge. You get? So I'll just mark like so. If this will be very difficult for you, just use the seam line and get what you want. Like the seam line, divide 2.5, place your tape at the exact 2.5 on the seam line, then mark 2.5 on both sides, add your allowance. So after cutting like so, I had to retake my measurement to be on a safer side. I have 6.5 here. Remember I said the cargo pocket width is just 5, but what I have here is 6.5. So I'm going to reduce it by half inch. I'll do the same thing here. I'll reduce it by half an inch. Since I have 6.5, I'll reduce by half an inch. Then I'll go ahead and trim out the excess I have on both pockets. Okay, just like this. So after trimming the excess, what I'm going to do now is to, go ahead and iron the both side. But this time around, I'll work with my hemming gum. So I will use my hemming gum to iron the both side. You can take note of your measurements. 5 inch for the width of this pocket, then go ahead and iron with a hemming gum. So after ironing with my hemming gun, I had to measure the both pockets, and I have the actual length. Like both pockets, they are the same. Okay, no one is bigger than each other. So I will take my measurement. I have 6 inch by length and 5 inch by width on both pockets. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, I am going to, place it like so, and I also place the second one. Okay, so remember I said I marked 1.5 inch from the center front. I marked 1.5 inch, but I later reduced it by 1 inch. Okay, because I noticed it was too close to the armhole, so I said to mark 1 inch. So mark 1 inch, okay, and mark 1 inch and replace your pocket. Okay, so instead of the 1.5 inch I marked 1 inch because I don't want it too close to my armhole, okay, to my shirt armhole. So I'm going to just mark the 1 inch, shift it like so, and I'm going to stitch the both side and on the end. Okay, so after stitching, guys, this is what I have. Next thing I want to do is to work on the cover pocket. So the cover pocket length is 6 inch, the width is 7 inch, and I have about two. Okay, so I'm going to fold like so, and I fold the other one. After folding, I'm going to fold again, but the fold I have here is 3 inch, is on a fold. Okay, 3 inch, and I'll fold again. So after folding, I'll make a triangular shape from the bottom part. Just watch what I'm doing here and watch how I'm cutting this out. After cutting, I'm going to cut on the other one. Like, I'll place um the first piece on the second cover pocket, then I'll cut the second one like so. Can you see? So after cutting, you can see what I have here. Okay, I have 3 inch, so I'm going to reduce by half an inch. Okay, so I want it exactly at that 5 inch after sewing everything. So remember, it's on a fold, so I'm going to slash through this side, do the same thing on the other one. Now I'm going to head over straight to my sewing machine, and I'll make stitch on both sides, the bottom part and on the other side. Okay, I'll repeat the same thing on the second cover pocket, then I'll go ahead and sew through the direction of the chalk. After stitching, guys, you can see what I have here. I also iron, so you're going to place it at least very close to the bigger pocket, then go ahead and stitch. After stitching, you close it up and make a top stitch. And when making your top stitch, ensure you don't stitch together with the pocket. Like, ensure you don't stitch both pockets together. You get, just stitch only the cover pocket. So after stitching, guys, you have it looking like this. And also go ahead and attach your sleeve. I have already folded the head part of the sleeve, so I'm going to attach my sleeve, shape the both side of my shirt, and also fold the hem part. So after folding the hem part, stitching the cover pocket, attaching my sleeve, shaping the dress, folding the hem part, you can see what I have here. Next thing I want to do now is to, I'm going to attach button, but I will take this to the market, and I'll have them make my buttonhole, then attach my buttons. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys.